Yes, sir.
Mr. Ambassador, distinguished poet, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I have given many speeches in my life, but to talk to poets is a hell of a task. I have to say, Nur Batan, thank you very much, young man. I say young because we were young together. Very young. Thank you. Don't say more about that. I believe poetry is the highest level of expression that man, M capital, can express. I was thinking since last night to come here what to say. And then I went into my readings in the past from the Sumerian civilization to Greek civilization to Arab civilization to Persian civilization, how the word poetry started from where? Encyclopedia Britannica says that the oldest three alphabets in the history of mankind was or were Hebrew, Arabic, and Sumerian. I was puzzled, so where is Sanskrit? It happened that I was wrong. Sanskrit came later. The first piece of a poem was written according to the solid information I have, and I hope I'm not wrong, was during the Sumerian. The Sumerian civilization started 6,000 BC, and then gradually they were able, after 3,000 years, to be refined civilized society, that they started to write something, but it was only about the god and goddesses. To come to the perfect writing of poetry, we go back to Yemen during the Sheba civilization, Queen of Sheba. The first dynasty after the collapse of the Sheba dynasty and the rise of Arabic language was 800 BC. Bearing in mind that the civilization of Greece as the mother of present civilization started 100 years later, and they were in the beginning, but 800 BC, the perfect alphabet was in command, Arabic alphabet was in command in Yemen. And the first who wrote in Arabic language poetry was Ya'rub al-Qahtani. The Qahtanite dynasty started almost 900 BC and it lasted for a few centuries. The Greeks, they started 800 BC, so by the time they developed themselves, they were around 600 BC. It took them 200 years more. The school of philosophy, art, and literature, which no doubt the Greeks bestowed upon humanity, is the greatest school, and no one can deny. But they were the last people to come after Sumerian alphabet, Hebrew alphabet, and Arabic alphabet. The ABC came around 750 BC, while the Alif Ba and the Hebrew and Sumerians, they were 1500 BC. But let's come to the word poet. It's a beautiful word, but it's lifeless. There is no life in it at all. What is poet? Nothing. It's just like unrefined piece of wood. How they called it poet? There is no indication, because it was recopied. Because the first, when they wrote poetry, it came in the Arabic word, and it's called sha'ir. Now what the word sha'ir means? Sha'ir means shu'ur, feelings. Sha'ir means feeler, a person that can feel, because all what you feel is transformed into script writing. If we go back to the European languages, all of them, from Latin to Greek to French and so on, they say poet, poetia, putak, but there is no life in it at all. But the word sha'ir means shu'ur. It derives, as I said, its origin from feelings. Luckily, there are at least 3 nations they use the name of poet, same word. Persian, Urdu, and I believe Hindi as well, the same, they use it, okay? And Arabic. Now, poetry is an art. Bertrand Russell, the gentleman, the sweet gentleman of philosophy, was asked, "What is philosophy?" He answered, after taking a philosophical pause, "Philosophy is art of wisdom." Philosophy is art, but it's art of wisdom. And we ask ourselves, what is poetry? It's art of feelings. This feelings is honest, it's true, it's spotlessly clean. You cannot misguide it. Even if it's evil, it's true. When we talk about great poets, I don't want to talk about Allama Iqbal tonight, because all of you know much more than me. The Christian Lebanese philosopher of 19th century, Hilal Abu Madi, wrote one of the most beautiful pieces of philosophical poetry. And he titled it, I Don't Know. And he said, وطريقي ما طريقي أطويل أم قصير أأنا أصعد أم أهبط فيه أم أغور أأنا السائر في الدرب أم الدرب يسير أم كلانا واقف والدهر يجري لست أدري. Meaning, my way, what is my way? Is it long or short? Am I ascending or descending? Or am I in the state of vertigo? Am I walking on the earth, or earth is walking beneath me? Or both of us were standstill and the time passing away? In poetry, Allama Iqbal has got the most intellectual approach to poetry for many reasons. The reason that he was master of many languages, and he lived enough to travel and to see different culture. Allama Iqbal was a man that had enormous ability with absolute unlimited mental horizon. When he belittled mullahs, when he said, "Zaman barsufi mullah salami ke paygam khuda guftan mara ولی تأویلشان در حیرت انداخت خداوند جبرائیل و مصطفی را. Allama Iqbal, apart from being a poet or intellectual, there is something in him that no one was able to see, but history saw it. He was nation builder. He is the only poet in the history of mankind that he was a nation builder. And for him to say in a clear language that as a poet, I have a duty. As a soul, I have a mission. When he was invited on the day that University of Aligarh was formed, at the time that everybody was trembling in front of the British Raj, he was the master speaker of the day, with all the royalty and viceroy of the Great Britain were there. He took a philosophical pose and he said, "Last night I dreamt that the devil was sitting in my courtyard, crossed legs, and he was smoking his English player's cigarette. And I approached him and I asked him, 'Evil devil, have you decided to retire?' He said, 'No, I have franchised all my evil business to British government, which will perform better than me.'" I will not make this speech long because only just 4 months ago I had a long speech in the Bahrain Writers Association about Iqbal. I'm so happy to be with all of you. I'm so happy. Thank you for being here. I thank myself to be here. Thank you. Goodbye.